If you keep Sunday worship, are you ready for what's coming? The clock is ticking, the hour is late, and the world slumbers beneath a veil of tradition, a tradition that has lulled millions into false security. Week after week, they gather in pews, sing songs of praise, and lift their hands on Sunday. But I ask you, are you ready for what's coming? Before Constantine, before councils and creeds, before Rome declared Sunday the day of rest, God himself spoke with thunder and lightning from Mount Sinai. His voice shook the earth as he declared his law, written with his own finger, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Exodus 28. Remember, not invent, not change, not adjust to fit the traditions of men, but remember, God commanded the Sabbath not as a suggestion, but as a divine ordinance. 6 days you shall labor, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. It was sanctified, blessed, and set apart at creation, not Sunday, not the first day, but the seventh. I ask you, pastors, who changed the day? Was it Jesus? No, he kept the Sabbath. Was it Paul? Read the scriptures. Paul preached to the Gentiles on the Sabbath day, Acts 13:42-44. In fact, they begged him to preach the next Sabbath, not Sunday, not the first day of the week. Priests, you claim the authority of apostolic succession, but nowhere did the apostles gather on Sunday to honor the resurrection as a new Sabbath. It was Rome, Constantine in AD 321, who, in an act of political power, merged pagan sun worship with Christianity. He called it the Venerable Day of the Sun. But let me ask you, who gave Constantine the right to override God's eternal law? Who gave the Roman Empire the authority to alter the very commandment written by the finger of God? Do you not know? Prophecy has declared it. The whole world will wonder after the beast. Revelation 13:3. A system of worship established by man, not God. And with it comes the mark, a counterfeit to God's eternal law. Sunday observance, a tradition handed down by the very power that sought to change God's law. Daniel 7:25 warns that this power would think to change times and laws, not just any laws, but the laws of God, the Sabbath itself. Think not that I am come to destroy the law, till heaven and earth pass. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. Matthew 5:17-18. Yet you continue to cling to tradition over truth, custom over commandment. Jesus said not a jot or tittle would pass. Not one stroke of the pen would be removed from the law until heaven and earth are no more. Are the heavens still above you? Is the earth still beneath your feet? Then God's law still stands. Imams, you claim to honor the Sabbath, yet you are silent as the world shifts its allegiance to Sunday. Why? Does the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob change his mind? Priests, you bless the day that Constantine established, not Christ. Pastors, you preach resurrection power, yet you forsake the very commandment that Christ himself observed. The time is coming. A great test is upon the world. When Sunday laws are enforced, and the world is compelled to honor man's tradition over God's commandment, whose side will you be on? Will you stand with God and his eternal Sabbath, or will you bow to the traditions of men? Revelation 14:12 calls for the patience of the saints, those who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Will you be among them? If you keep Sunday worship, are you ready for what's coming? A day is coming when neutrality will no longer be possible. The line is being drawn between God's commandment and man's tradition. The question remains, will you obey God, or will you follow the decrees of man?